Neat stuff, neat stuff.
Hello there, Scary Gary here. Today we're going to do a neat stuff, and we're going to do a neat stuff on the connection between your vehicle and your trailer. If you got a fairly large trailer, you're probably going to have what's called a 7-way plug. And the 7-way plug is what's going to connect your vehicle to your trailer, run your lights, run your brakes. And also, one very important thing it does is it charges your battery back up also while you're going down the road. So if you are relying on the battery use of your vehicle when you might be boondocking, it's a good way you can recharge your battery. Now, the one thing, we're camping. We're in places that may not be exactly the cleanest. There may be mud, and the way the plug is, it just kind of lays there on the ground when it's not plugged in. So I found this device. I'll put a link in the show notes to show you where I got it, but it's a holster for your 7-way. And it keeps it upside down. It keeps it away from the mud that possibly could be underneath the tongue of your trailer. And I've had problems in the past, before I've got this, specifically on Louetta, original Louetta, that it got kind of corroded down there. And I'm going down the road and all of a sudden my backup camera doesn't work. And the backup camera gets its power from your running lights. There's been times where it tells me the blinker's not working. I've got a sensor on the truck that notifies me, hey, your left-hand turn signal doesn't work. I have to detach the plug. I have taken little fingernail files and I basically got the contacts where they were maybe some corrosion off of them. I've actually bent the contacts together a little bit. And I think a lot has to do with it sitting on the ground, being wet, exposed to moisture. But this, setting upside down the way it is, hopefully it's going to minimize that. Now, you also have your chains hanging on the ground. And I saw this in a camper magazine, where an individual basically took some type D hooks or some snap hooks, and he linked them on your safety chains, and then he links the hooks into that so it all stays above the ground. I mean, it stays out of the mud. Because let's be honest, again, we are camping. It's going to rain from time to time. And if you reach down there and you pick up this and you hook it together, you're going to end up with dirty hands. And then you're trying to hit the road. And sometimes there's places you can wash your hands. Sometimes you're just trying to wipe them on the weeds. But this keeps it out of the dirt and mud especially. So it was a very good idea. So I installed a couple of D-hooks on the side, and now my chains don't sit in the dirt. Now, the third thing I wanted to talk to you about was the brake release. And a typical brake release is just a standard small cable. And most people just hook it to within their safety hooks and then hooks to the trailer. That's not really recommended, because the purpose of that is if that wire is pulled loose from underneath the tongue of your trailer, it engages your brakes and it stops your trailer from passing you on the road. So if it comes off the ball, most likely it's going to be on the safety chains. If it comes off the safety chains, guess what? That cable is going to come off also, so it's not going to engage the brakes. It's strongly recommended that you set up a separate way to hook it up independent of your safety chains. I put an eye hook on the one edge underneath, and I hook it and I put a D-hook on the cable, and I hook it to that. Now there's one thing else that I did with it is when I got Loretta 2.0, I basically purchased, it's like a little spring accordion type cable instead of being a solid cable, and it doesn't hit the ground, at least not yet. And that, again, keeps it out of the mud. You don't always have to get dirty when you're camping. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time.
If you like the video, give it a thumbs up.
Turn on your post notifications.
Put the comments down below.
Subscribe and you'll make me happy.